Alright, so it's like snowing outside right now because I live in Minnesota. It is really cold, but I'm gonna go out to the garage and show you guys my 1992 Mazda Miata, and I'm gonna be going over the things I hate about my car, the things I don't like, the inconveniences of daily driving my car. So before I get into this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to help support my channel out. I'm making these videos for free and it just really helps out. Let's go to the garage. Oh yeah. Oh. Here's my car. Like I said, it's like 10 degrees outside. My garage is a mess right now. We're actually planning on moving to Tennessee. Here is my 1992 Mazda Miata, and I'm gonna be going over the things I hate about it. Like I said before, it's gonna be a short video because there's not a lot, but I'm still going to go over what I hate. It's not the most like convenient for day-to-day use because there's only 2 seats. Which means you can only fit about 3 people in here plus 1 in the trunk. It is pretty small, obviously. I mean, it's like a super small compact sports car. There's only 2 seats, like I said, so you can only fit about 2 people in here. I think that one goes kind of without saying. So that, like, for day-to-day use, I mean, if you need to go get groceries, I'm sure you can. You can fit groceries in the back. I've done it. Maybe a couple bags from Walmart. It's really small. And if you need to be carrying around more than 2 people conveniently, I wouldn't get a Miata. The second one I hate about my Mazda Miata is that it is a rear-wheel drive convertible sports car. I live in Minnesota. As you saw before, it's snowing outside, which means I can't drive this during the winter. I could, however, it's probably not the smartest idea. And also, these things are terribly rust-proofed. So that's kind of a 2-in-1 thing. They're super inconvenient for winter driving, especially if you want to daily drive it. I would not recommend it. You can, but I would not recommend it. And also, it'll probably rust out if you don't do proper rust maintenance. Alright, so the third/fourth thing I hate about my Mazda Miata is that it is slow. It is super slow. It's like the slowest car I think I've ever driven. And now that prices are going for upwards of $7,000, you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it to purchase a $7,000 car that only has about 100 base horsepower? You have to ask yourself that question genuinely. Now, obviously, these things can make more power with some money. Maybe a turbo kit. Flying Miata makes one for like 2,000 bucks. But you have to ask yourself, do you really want to make this purchase if you want, like, and you're okay with having a car that's slow? Now, it is faster on the corners. It is a blast to drive. It is so much fun to drive. It's probably the best driving experiences that I've ever had. But it is slow, and you probably heard that a lot. It's freezing out here. I'm gonna go back inside. Alright, so we're back inside. I'm not freezing my butt off. As I was saying, this car is slow. That's one of the biggest downsides to purchasing this car. So the 5th one on this list is kind of how convenient the car is. If you're looking for a fun, reliable daily driver that you can also mod, there's so many more options besides the Miata. So if you want something that's a little bit more practical, I don't know if I'd go for the Miata, especially as prices are rising. Like I said before, you really have to ask yourself, is it worth it? I mean, if you want a fun, like, if the Miata is the car you want, then yeah, go ahead and buy it. But if you're just looking for a fun daily driver that you can mod, like, I would get something a little bit more practical. Maybe like a Mazda Speed 3. 6th one on this list is probably the aftermarket tax on these cars. If you're looking to mod one of these cars, parts are going to be a little bit more expensive than traditional other like 90s sports cars. It's such a popular car nowadays for enthusiasts that people are willing to spend more money than like it's worth. One example for this, and this is a great example, is a hardtop for a Miata. If I'm looking for a hardtop for like a Pontiac, like one of Pontiac's sports cars, it's gonna be super cheap. And they didn't make a lot of hardtops for Pontiacs, but it's gonna be like 200 bucks for a hardtop. Where in the Miata community, I see some selling for upwards of $2,000, 2,500 even. So there is a big aftermarket tax. If you're looking to buy OEM parts, or even aftermarket parts specifically for the Miata, you're going to look at spending a little bit more money. So if you're looking for something extremely budget, I know it sounds funny, but I don't think I would go with the Miata. I think I would go with something like that has a bigger community in terms of modding, because the Miata community, I mean, there's a lot of aftermarket parts that you can buy, but I don't think the modding community for the Miatas are as big as like the 350Z or the Honda Civic. There's just, it seems like there's a lack of a certain types of like parts, especially like body kits. Like there's maybe two Miata body kits that you can buy. As for like 350Zs or BRZs, there's like a million, I guarantee you. So if you're looking to like mod your car on a budget, I don't know if I'd go with the Miata because it's just a little more expensive than other cars that I've noticed. However, it's super reliable, it's super fun, it's a fantastic driving experience. It gets good gas mileage. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to buying one of these cars, but I'm just going over some of like the common, uncommon reasons why maybe you shouldn't get this car. Maybe you should, do a rain check and really think about, do I want to spend this much money on a somewhat unpractical car? Something to think about. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to see more Miata content, let me know what you think of this video. If you enjoyed and you want to help support the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's free and it's the best way to help me out. I'll see you guys in the next one.